Okay, so first I want to start off with this video by saying that I have no issues with this man. I just find the reactions to the things that's going on and how people are reacting to them. It's worrying me and it bothers me because I can clearly see what's going on.
You don't need a lawyer to tell you what you can see with your own eyes, which is that it was an inexcusable state-sanctioned murder. There is no excuse. There is no justification, and it is the latest in what is probably a long line. This one happens to have been videotaped, thankfully, by many brave bystanders. As you can tell, I'm not in my studio. I was on a plane yesterday. Oh God, it's cold out here. It's 0 degrees, which is still 10 degrees warmer than it is in Minneapolis right now. But in some sense, I do this for a living. I analyze the videos that are out there and think about things from a legal perspective. And I saw the first video when it came out. It was pretty clear. But with any video taken from across the street, there's some ambiguity. And I think the second video came out. In the second video, you can hear that Alex Preddy's last words were, "Are you okay?" Which he said to the woman that was next to him, who had been pushed down by the ICE or CBP officer who was acting unhinged, where Alex Preddy just has his phone out and his left arm is free. I think those were his last words, and I think those were his last acts, was trying to help the woman that was pushed down by the man in the green sweatshirt, who I think eventually was the first agent who shot him. And like I said, I'm not going to go frame by frame, but to my eyes, the last thing that Alex Preddy did was to help others. And look, my legal analysis doesn't change when the victim is, a bank robber or a saint.
So my first issue was this statement, it doesn't matter if you're a bank robber or a saint. I don't think that the people that ICE have been shooting and harming were bank robbers or even criminals. That's my first issue.
Everyone deserves the same rights. And it doesn't justify or justify less the actions of what happened, but it does heighten the loss of what happened.
So I just want to be clear and understand, what about this specific ICE shooting that heightened the loss of everything? Could it be the fact of it was a white male that was a nurse?
And the people whose rights are being taken away and their lives are being taken away. So look, I'm going to try and gather some thoughts, which I'm only going to do because I think a lot of people are, thinking the same thing. Whether you're a lawyer or a layperson, I think we're all absolutely enraged, not only by, the loss of Alex Preddy, but Renee Good and everyone else who has been, pushed aside.
His name was Keith Porter.
And has been caught in this web of what is clearly illegal action from our federal government. Like I said, it doesn't change the legal analysis, but it does say something that Alex Preddy and Renee Good before him seem to be the best of us.
Okay, so what I just want to understand is what makes specifically those two people that seems to be the only two to be the good of us. So I want to know what makes a person good.
And there's a reason why they were gunned down. It's because they put themselves out there.
So I just want to understand what qualifies as you putting yourself out there. Because the last time I checked, anybody who's actively fighting back against this administration are actively putting themselves on the front line. So whether they're outside physically protesting, in all ways is protesting. So I just want to understand, what do you mean when you say they put themselves out there? And another thing, let's be very clear. They were not the targets of ICE. It's people like me who are the target. And so the reason those things happen to them is because we're not out there. So is this supposed to be a message to tell us that we're supposed to be outside fighting in the same way?
And by God, that's commendable. And we need to continue to stand up, because they did too. And look, you don't need to be a lawyer to know that their shootings were not justified. But I think we need to take a step back too, to recognize that, you know, ICE and CBP shouldn't have been there in the first place. They have no right and no duty to do crowd control, to be on the front lines using weapons against protesters. These people should not be armed. We've sort of grown inured to it, but they are not enforcing criminal law. Even when they are enforcing immigration laws, which they are not right now, it is state-sponsored protest control of people exercising their First Amendment rights. At best, they are enforcing regulatory and civil laws. And there's no reason they should have firearms in the first place. I don't even think should have less lethals like pepper balls, and they shouldn't be using tear gas. First night she burned out, so we'll see how I turn out.